Hey guys, thank you for being on. And I want to talk today a little bit about the challenge group that we're starting on November 1st. So I know that, let me do my screen share. Here we go. Yeah. No. Why do I not find it? Let me see. Okay, let's try this again. Here. Okay, better. There we go. Awesome. Put this down. Great. So the challenge group that we're starting on November 1st is the first week, as we've discussed. And hold on, I'm letting Martina in. Hi, Martina. So we're hi. We're talking about the challenge group or groups that we're starting on November 1st. So on November 1st, we're starting with a week-long cleanse, and then we're following that up with the Shake It Off challenge for 2 weeks, and that will end right before Thanksgiving, so people are ready to enjoy their Thanksgiving feast. Quickly to piggyback on Maxi from last week, I wanted to talk about some social media helpful hints. So something that we have noticed is that investing in a ring light is really, really helpful. When you do social media and they are not really expensive or they don't need to be expensive. There are some that are standalone lights and then some that you can put onto your desk. And I personally prefer the one that I have on my desk. I know Jack has one too, and I think it was only like $30 on Amazon or something like that. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that it is really, really helpful to add your Meology link to your Facebook profile so that when you in a story or in a post or even talking to people, you can mention and refer to it and say, check out my Meology link in my profile, and people can find it without having to have that extra step of having to go through you to get it. You don't have to send it that way to some people, and some people may just even find it without you having to do anything, just because they are curious to see what you have. So just to make that a more streamlined process, you can put it into your profile, and the way you do that is you go to your Facebook page and then you go to edit profile, and there it has the option to put links in it, and you go back to your Shaklee back office and get the Meology share link from there and add it to your profile. And if you're having problems or don't know how to get the Meology link from your back office, let us know and we can go over that as well. Then just quickly, a couple of things that Maxi talked about, and I thought that was really helpful last week, was the way to do call to action posts, and it is really helpful to do that at least once a week. You can hear some wording examples of what you can do in order to encourage people to reach out to you when they have a question about something that you may have posted. Then engagement posts are always helpful, and for that you ask questions, you ask for help and opinion, things that nature, like what Martina just did, I think recently was a great example where she said, I'm aiming for a certain number of steps every day. What are you guys doing? That's a great way to engage with the people that you're friends with. And then I wanted to point out again how important it is to be consistent. And I know it's happened to me that I see something in a post, somebody is sharing something, like they may have gone to a museum I want to go to, or an exhibition that they saw, and I'm going like, oh yeah, I want to go there too. I'll check it out later. And then I keep on going. And then I go a few days later, I go like, okay, now that I have time, shoot, who was it that posted about that museum? And then it takes me forever to remember again who it was, and to find it again. So if we do that kind of thing with our business, so let's say we post about Meology and the personalized nutrition and how great it is to have that personalized, and a person goes like, oh, I really would love to have personalized supplements, but let me first get through my kid's birthday party before I deal with that. I'm too busy right now. And if we then never again post about Meology, that person will not find us again and will then go like, oh, okay, I don't know who it was, but that other person over there is also talking about supplements. It may be something different, but since I can't find the other thing, I'm going to go with that instead. And that's how we're losing people, or losing out on people that really wanted our help, and then they can't find us again. Because we have to remember, we're just one of the many, many, many messages that comes through their feed. And it's hard for them to keep them all apart, and they are being bombarded all the time with info. So we want to be very consistent, so that if that person, or when that person comes back after that birthday party that they just threw for their kid, we're still posting, and they go like, oh yeah, right, I wanted to check out these personalized nutrition supplements because it sounds like it would really be helpful, and now I have the time. So by being consistent all the time, you're getting that feedback, and it takes a little bit of time because we all have other things going on in our lives until people come back. And you will find also that after a while of being consistent, you do want to post, because you can tell that when you post on a regular basis, I'm sure you guys already noticed that you're getting more engagement. You're getting more people to like your posts. You get more people to comment on your posts, answer your questions, or encourage you with whatever you do, because they know you're going to be there. They look forward to seeing you. You've become part of their day, part of their audience, part of the people that they surround themselves with online. And since right now a lot of people connect online, that is a really important part for a lot of people. So just keeping that in mind can be very helpful. Okie dokes. And now, here we go. So about our challenge groups, here are just the dates again, so that you guys can be assured these are the days that we're running the groups, and can be confident about inviting to those. So the next group coming up will start on November 1 with a healthy cleanse, and then November 8 with a Shake It Off challenge. Now, what we have also decided to do for this pilot group starting on November 1, and that goes for our whole downline, is that because we think it is a really amazing benefit we are offering to those that are doing the whole program, the whole 3 weeks, the cleanse and the Shake It Off challenge, to invite them and offer them to do an in-body scan at excuse me, at Silver Spring Medical Center. And what that is, in case you don't know about it, we've done it for our family several times. Some of us, I do it every month, is you go there, you step on some sort of kind of scale, but it has like long handles on the side, and you grab the handles, you add in some info like your age, your gender, your height, and then it will scan you and give you a printout of your body composition. So that has things like how much water you retain at that moment, how much of a muscle mass or fat mass you have, and also how that is distributed in your body, like how much muscle do you have in each of your arms, in your legs, in your trunk. And it's really interesting because it also shows you how balanced your muscle mass is in your body. And it gives you the opportunity to see if you're losing weight, what kind of weight are you losing from beginning? When you repeat that scan, you see you've lost so and so many pounds. How much of that was fat? How much of that was muscle? And has anything changed if I've done some exercise? So for example, I've noticed that my the muscle mass in my legs has really increased since I've been doing the elliptical on a daily basis. And I know that Jack's muscle mass has increased since he's been doing his work with weights. So you can really use this also to give you an idea of maybe I want to focus on this arm a little bit more because it's lost some muscle and so forth. So we find it a super amazing and helpful tool, and we will pay the body scan for those people who commit to the full 3 weeks in November. And then if they want to do another body scan at the end of the time, then they can do so at their expense, but we can also give them or get them a discounted price. We have already negotiated that for those that are doing that with us to do that after. And then we will have another group starting on November 29th for those who are not ready yet in the beginning of November. And that will go right before the week before Christmas, so that people will be done then. And then we start again in the new year on January 3, because we know everybody's going to have those New Year's resolution. And by then we also already have some data of what we can add in terms of value to those people that are joining us. Every time, I'm sure we'll have new things that we come up with and can add more and more value. Okie dokes. Now, when we market our challenge groups, it's important that we market our group and do not market just the Healthy Cleanse or the Shake It Off bundle. And what do I mean by that? What I mean is that if we just say, oh, come on, let's do the Healthy Cleanse or the Shake It Off bundle, it really doesn't let them know the value of our group. They can purchase the Healthy Cleanse or the Shake It Off bundle any day of the week, 365 days of the year. But what makes our group special? Our group is special because you get the support. We will do and offer a Zoom before we start the cleanse to also share with people what kind of products they can purchase to make it easier and give them helpful hints of how to make easy meal solutions when maybe they don't have a lot of time to cook or chop or whatnot. So those kind of things get lost, or the thing with the in-body scan, those benefits and value, that value gets lost when we just focus on telling people about the bundles, but not about the value as a group, the support that they're going to have, the motivation, the checking in. We will also do some giveaways for some product in the course of the group. So important, we're talking to them about the group and not just the product. We also want to talk about why they would want to do that. So not just how they will do it, what they will do, because we just don't want to tell them you eat lots of vegetables, you'll forego your caffeine, your alcohol, whatnot. But we want to tell them how it's going to make them feel, what benefits they're going to have if they do that, that they really feel good and go into Thanksgiving feeling their best, or into Christmas feeling their best, seeing their family feeling their best, and having energy, good sleep, and all those kind of things that go along with it. So one way of doing that, for example, is when we share about these things, is share testimonies from like the cleanse, where people say, oh, I felt so much better. I had so much more sleep. First time I slept 8 hours a night in months. I can't believe the energy I'm having afterwards. My cravings are gone. Those kind of things, sharing those can give people, paint that picture of what it will feel like to them. And then the next thing I wanted to talk about is to put some skin in the game. And what I mean by that is we all have our own businesses, and we don't have anybody that tells us, okay, if you don't perform, you're going to be fired, right? But we all want to do our best. And it's great that we don't have that kind of pressure from above. But having a little skin in the game will help us become successful, which is ultimately our goal and what we're aiming for. So one way to do that is to decide how many spots you will open up for that challenge group. And I encourage you to put in the chat how many you are going to open up, and then to commit to those on social media publicly, or tell somebody about it, or do all of it best. And then count down. So for example, Jack and I committed to 5 spots, and we have 2 filled right now. And I will post that. I have 3 more available. 2 are filled. So that way people also know, oh, okay, and they see you're working on that. They know what to expect. They know it's going to be somewhat intimate, and we want to keep it that way so that we can take really good care of the people that are joining us. And then also, once you have someone that commits, ask for referrals. And a very simple way to do that is, do you have a friend who would like to do this too? So let's see. Oh, good for you. Maxi is committing to 5 spots. Awesome. Awesome. Yes, and then just a quick heads up on that is that next week Maxi is going to talk about sampling and how that is being integrated in our business, and how that is a really big part in connecting to people and also adding value. Let me pause. No, I don't want that. Stop the share. Okie dokes. So anybody have any questions or comments?
So, okay, could you go over it again? I know you said that it was important not to focus on sharing about the cleanse or the Shake It Off challenge themselves, but to focus on the group as a whole. And then you also said, though, that we should talk about the benefits of the cleanse, for example. So how do you do one without the other?
No, I'm not. That's a awesome question. So I'm not saying not to talk about the how, but not as the only thing. So
Okay.
Just as, you know, when we talk to people who want to do an in-home, they often do it because they love the products and they would love to have some free product. We're not just going to talk to, oh, awesome, Martina. Martina is committing to 2 people. Awesome. Perfect. That's great. So we will then not just talk about you're going to do this and this and this and this. That may be very overwhelming, but we'll talk also about the product that they want to get free. So the same principle with our challenge is people will not want to join us because they want to give up caffeine, because they want to cut out sugar, because that isn't the thing. They want to join us because of how they expect to feel afterwards.
Right.
So to make sure that they are committed to the end result and not to the process. Does that make more sense now?
That makes sense, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Great question. And yes, of course, we'll talk also about how to achieve that end result. Yeah. Anybody else?
Yes. So suppose, I mean, I will commit myself first because I need to do that for myself. And also, yeah, I haven't done a cleanse in a while. And, you know, I feel like if I bring people in, then it's good to commit yourself as well. And, you know, maybe in the future, because you had that experience, you know, you sort of can more involve more people because, you know, you have experiences yourself and you can talk from a commitment and an experience of the cleanse. But so if we have any people, then what do we tell them? Basically, you're going to send out a link as an invite for the, you know, to introduce them to it, or how are you planning to do that?
What do you mean? What do you mean in what sense?
Supposedly, I have a friend who wants to do the cleanse.
Mhm.
I don't know all the details about it, you know, and how they get support and all this. So I could not tell them that.
Yes, awesome. So first of all, I want to compliment you on wanting to do it first. I think leading by example is awesome, and it is the way to do it. Absolutely. That's why we're doing, not the only reason, but that's in part why we're marketing those programs, is because we've had such great success with them and we felt so much better after doing them every single time. So what we will be doing is, and I love that you're asking that question, is when somebody purchases, then they automatically, the cleanse and the shake it off bundle, then they automatically are eligible to become part of our group. So what we will do is, first of all, we'll add them to the official Healthy Cleanse group in Shaklee. So the first week they will do with the big Shaklee Healthy Cleanse group, but we will offer them, in addition to prepare them, and for you too, of course, a Zoom call on the Thursday night before the cleanse starts. So that is, let me give you the date. We already have it scheduled. That will be November, no, let's see, it will be October, I think, 28, yeah. So October 28 at 7 p.m. we will do a Zoom where we talk about how to best prepare for the cleanse. So when we talk about that on Thursday night, that will give them Friday to kind of think it all through and then really do the work, the preparation on Saturday and Sunday. And we tell them how to streamline that. So we will also share things like what has been helpful to us is when we're short on time, that you can, for example, get the spiralized zucchini in several of the stores like Whole Foods and other stores. And that cuts down a lot on the prep work. Or that you can get, and we'll share what brands. Some brands are having like the cauliflower rice already mixed in with other chopped vegetables. So that saves a lot of time because you can just heat that up either in a pan or in the microwave as a meal. So those kind of little helpful things that make it easier for everyone who's doing the cleanse, because we have some people too that maybe business professionals, lawyers, whatnot, and don't have a lot of time to cook every day because they are out of the home. And so we're thinking of things how to make it easy for everyone. We'll share that to get them through the first week. Now for week 2 and 3, the Shake It Off bundle, we have already started a Facebook group, and those people that purchased the Shake It Off bundle will be added to the Facebook group. Now people can do either the cleanse, the Shake It Off bundle, or both. Now those who do both and do the 3 weeks all together, they will have the opportunity to meet on November 1 to do the in-body scan at Silver Spring Medical Center. And we will pay for their in-body scan. And the reason why we're doing it for that 3-week group is that, of course, it takes a little bit of time to see body changes. So it makes the most sense to do it over a longer period of time. And then they can go there if they want to repeat that body scan after they are finished with their 3 weeks.
So for me, it doesn't make sense to purchase the cleanse, because I cannot use the detox, the liver detox.
Mm-hmm.
But I've bought all the other products for it. But I will try to find another cleansing product. I know it's not ideal, but you know, I just cannot, because I have a dietary requirement, so I cannot use the liver detox. So
then you'll just do it with the other 3 products, and if you find some milk thistle or something that you can use on the side, then you do that.
yeah, exactly. And I have I just purchased the alfalfa, and it's on its way, and the Optiflora DI. What was the other one beside the liver?
Blacks.
Oh yeah, and I just have bought one 2 weeks ago, so that one is pretty full still. So I have those 3 products already, and I just need to find some, you know, dandelion or thistle, or you know, any other cleaning product for the liver.
Yes, so that's what you can do, right? And then someone else that you talk to that may have different or may not have the same dietary restrictions, they can just get the cleanse packet because it's simple for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I would recommend to them.
Absolutely, yeah, because it's with the sachets, it's also easy for them to know exactly what to take in the morning, what at night, so it makes their success much more likely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions or comments?
I had another question, not to the cleanse, but to the social media.
Yes.
Can I ask that now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So, you know, I have been posting, and I can see that I've been trying to post regularly, at least every day, you know, one post with my personal Facebook page. And I can see that people are becoming more interested in me. There's like one mom I know, I used to have her child. She connected me to this Potomac group of mothers. They're like it has 18,000 members. And she invited me to join. I didn't even know that this group is existing. So, but of course, you know, most of the groups, you cannot post any products or anything. You cannot solicit, you know. So how do you bridge that bridge without violating, you know, the rules of a group like that?
That's a great question. Anybody want to answer that?
Yeah, in the process of talking to them and getting to have one-to-ones with them, everything else, eventually they're going to ask you what do you do, and that's when I would bring up that topic. But I wouldn't bring it out and say, "Well, I'm working in health," because now you're kind of crossing the line according to what their policies are. Max, you want to add to that?
I think, Martina, this is a Facebook group, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so they don't have one-to-ones in that. So basically what I would do is if they have any kind of posts where moms are asking for help and advice, then what I would personally do is I'd write something along the lines of, I've tried something that really has worked for me. You know, if you'd be interested in more info, I'm more than happy to send it to you. Or you could even be specific and say, for me, Shaklee's whatever has worked really well, I'm more than happy to give you a sample if you're interested. You have to kind of see what the guidelines are of the group and see what works, and if other people have done something similar in the past, and go by that.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, my take on this is I don't go into groups to sell. I go into groups to make connections and to make friends and find people that I can connect with well,
Mm-hmm.
that I share interests in. I do
Mhm.
not go in with the intention to sell or post anything. That's not what this is about, because really our main focus always is to build relationships, to have friendships, and also build trust. And that is not a quick fix to begin with, but I have noticed too, I wanted to say that anyhow, so I'm glad you brought that up. I have noticed too, Martina, that you are getting a lot more engagement and you're doing a really good job with your social media on your personal page. And people are responding and noticing, and that is awesome. So you can already see that it's working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that is amazing that what you're hearing, that you're immediately turning around, practicing it, and that you're already building relationships. So if you just keep that up, I think you will build a lot more relationships. I think your posts are also great, what you're doing there.
Mm-hmm.
And just keep adding people to your personal page,
Mm-hmm.
so that you have more people that you can be friends with, because you will automatically, that way, as you add more people and you share more about yourself and your likes, your dislikes, what you're thinking about every day as you're sharing your bicycle rides or your exercise goals, you will automatically attract the people that are like-minded.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that we're trying to do, right? We also want to surround ourselves with like-minded people because, as we know, they influence our lives quite a bit. So it's a huge benefit to be able to surround ourselves with people that have same interests.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my intention to join this group was not to, to sell products, but also to build relationships.
Awesome.
But exactly. But of course, in the back of my mind, there's still the business. And but those are
that will happen by itself, Martina, as long as you have the mindset of wanting to help. It will happen all by itself, just because your knowledge of how awesome our products are and with what they can help. If you hear a need and you are aiming to help that person, you will naturally share. And what I think happens, or what I've found happening for myself before, is that when you connect in these groups, that for example, I have had people that I've connected with in a group that had a need and I was able to help them. It had nothing to do with Shaklee. Maybe they had an ADHD child and I had a book I was giving away on ADHD. So I sent it to them and then we became Facebook friends.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not just seeing them in the group, but now they are also connecting with me on my personal page and I'm
Yeah.
connecting with them on their personal page. So that increases your trust. And then they also see what you post because you will post about Shaklee since it is part of your natural life anyhow. And then those
Mm-hmm.
conversations come up.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Within groups, I think the general rule I try to abide by is for every 10 posts that I help others, I can do one post that has to do with Shaklee. So that means if in 10 posts I'm giving feedback in terms of somebody's looking for something like arts and crafts related, somebody's looking for a referral in this regard. If I'm helping people in that regard, then one post where somebody asks about a recommendation for like a nutritional supplement and I then say something that's Shaklee related, most likely it won't be salesy or spammy because I've helped in so many other ways before that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point too, Maxi. Thank you. Yeah. Anybody have any other questions?
I had something else in mind, but I forgot now. Maybe it come.
Yeah, maybe it'll come. So back to the group. So that's what we'll be doing. And really also with that, I think important for us to keep in mind how big of a benefit we are giving or value we're giving to people. A lot of people have gained weight within the last couple of years. And it does increase our risk for disease for all of us if we have extra weight. So I'm very excited that we're getting a head start on this before January, right? And that we're helping people to get in better health right away as soon as possible, because I think we can have a huge impact with this. And we have had, or yeah, Jack has had, for example, one person who's lost weight. He's been back a few times to make sure that he's not gaining it back. And that has really helped already a lot of people to just improve their overall life. And that's what I'm very excited that we're all working on this together. So awesome if you all need any help, because we know in order for them to participate on November 1, they need to get their orders in time to receive the product. So if anybody needs any help with anything, reach out. And if not, I'll see you guys next Wednesday.
Thank you so much, Andrea. That was
Bye.
really good.
Bye-bye. Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for all the tips.
Sure.
Bye.
Bye.